Assalamualaikum and good evening to Madam Zuraharani and to everyone who is currently watching our video. Today we will be presenting about our webinar event, which is the stylish formal attire. But first of all, I would like to introduce our group members. Firstly, we have Siti Nur Farahin. Secondly, me, Nur Hanis. Thirdly, Nur Ashura Afrina. Fourthly, Amira Nur Harisa. And lastly, Muhammad. Okay, so first and foremost, I'll talk about the introduction. As you can see at the slide right now, this webinar is named as Stylish Formal Attire. This event is conducted by 5 of us for an assignment purpose under the guidance of Madam Nuzuria Harani for the subject Business Network. This event is intended on 9th June 2022 and the time was at 12 p.m. until 12:30 p.m. Also, this event was 30 minutes long as per discussed with our teammates, and it was held during the non-class session. The alternative we use to conduct the event is through Google Meet, as it is accessible for all students to participate in our event. Okay, so the way you show yourself in everyday settings is referred to as personal presentation. This is communication skill that is necessary for obtaining job and functioning in the workplace. Your personal presentation as well as your outer look is comprised of what you say and what you do. Regardless of how you feel about it, you will be evaluated and re-evaluated on a regular basis by others around you, especially employers. Your appearance at work communicates a lot about how you feel about the surroundings, how much respect you have for yourself and for your job, whose group you associate with, and where you think you fit within the company. Basically, this webinar discusses how to maintain a professional appearance. A professional appearance is important not only in an interview but also in internal and external meetings, and particularly when dealing with clients face to face. Furthermore, on June 9, 2022, from 12 p.m. until 12:30 p.m., for 30 minutes, this webinar successfully covered all the necessary topics as intended, including the recommendations on how to stay stylish even though you are dressing in a formal attire, which were shared with the attendees. This webinar was intended for college students and it drew a total of 24 participants. The major participants for this webinar were college students, since many of them have poor knowledge on appropriate formal attire, which might negatively impact when they enter the workforce. Moreover, because of COVID-19, it requires social distance for the purpose of safety and also health. This webinar was conducted through Google Meet, which is the most important feature to conduct this webinar. Next slide. And moreover, I will be talking about the objectives for the event. So, at the end of the event, students are expected to achieve the following objectives. Firstly, to spread more information about proper attire for a specific occasion. Secondly, to enrich our products with more formal attire. Thirdly, to identify how having a professional appearance can lead to workplace success. Fourthly, assess how to dress for success for their work environment. And lastly, can distinguish between professional attire and business casual. Next, I'll let Muhammad to continue for his part on benefits of the event.
Thank you, Ms. Hanis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So I will talk about benefit of the event to the student and participation and to the organization committee. And I will talk about the organization committee later. So for the student and participant, what is benefit for them? First, they are able to know how to dress formally according to the professionalism or formality. And number two, confidence as dressing professionally. So this is very important because nowadays there are a lot of people, not just students, but a lot of people, they don't know what to dress when they want to go to certain event or certain ceremony and so on. They don't know what to wear because they don't confidence. So we hope that when they join our event or our seminar, they will know, they will get knowledge to know to wear a appropriate attire and being confident with their attire. And number three, enhance the student credibility. Yeah, student credibility is very important. For example, if let's say they have a interview for a job, and they go to the interview and they wear a appropriate attire, so that will help them to attract the interviewer to take them work for them and so on. So that's what's the meaning of enhance the student credibility. So that's the benefit of the for student. And next is the benefit of the organization committee. So for our organization committee, we can learn to be a representative of the company to the public. Dressing professionally help us present a positive. So yeah, we believe that after we finish our study and so on, we enter world of work. We need to do a lot of presentation. We need to represent a lot of our idea, a lot of our group idea. So based on we handling this event, we can learn a lot of things to represent our idea, to manage well and so on. So yeah, we can learn to represent representative of the company to the public. And also dressing professionally help us to present a positive vibe, giving a participation a good vibe and so on. And last is professional image of our organization to others. Like we believe that a lot of organizations out there have doing seminar or event as well, but they even not focusing on 100% attire like us. So we focus a lot in attire, so that need to us to wear a good professional good attire when the event start. So that automatically make us look professional compared to the others organization. So that's all the benefit for organization committee. And next, I will pass to the Miss Amira to explain about the webinar medium.
Thank you, Muhammad. So next, I will talk about webinar medium, so which is we choose Google Meet. At first, in our proposal, we decide to choose Zoom, but because of a few problem occurs, we change it to Google Meet a day before the webinar. So there's a few reasons why we choose Google Meet. So firstly, Google Meet's free plan allows up to 1 hour for group meetings. So it's different with Zoom, where Zoom offers free users up to 40 minutes. Since we are afraid that our webinar will take a long time than 30 minutes, so we decided to change the platform to Google Meet, since the time is up to more than an hour than Zoom that only required for 40 minutes. And second, Google Meet doesn't require any additional software on desktops. This is because Zoom requires desktop users to download a desktop app or browser plugin to use its service, while Google Meet allows meeting hosts and attendees to help enjoy meeting from their web browsers with no additional software required. And third, the screen sharing feature on Google Meet works well than Zoom. This is because we attempted Zoom sharing screen a couple times after deciding to utilize it. So the first time it worked well, but when we tried it for the second time, it had a difficulty with that function and causing the screen to be blank. This happened because of Zoom require higher line connection than Google Meet, so we choose Google Meet for our webinar to avoid any technical difficulties. And lastly, it is more easier to take attendance, where we may take a snapshot of the participants' list in grid view and compare it to the data that we collected using Google Form, and the snapshot might serve as proof for the event. So next, I will pass it back to Mohammed.
Thank you. So link for event that we provide. First is attendance form. So in this attendance form, we put a few required to the participant to fill in. For example, their student ID number. So all of this, their name and so on, all of this to put in the report. And that's for attendance form. And second, we provide registration form. In this registration form, we also put like the participant to fill in their ID number and so on. But the difference between attendance form is for a registration form, we give them earlier, which is before start event. We give them around 1 minute to fill in the registration form. And also for attendance form, we give them after the event. So that's for registration form and attendance form. Next is we use link Facebook page to spread our event, because we feel that using Facebook link is more easy compared to the others social media. It's more easy to share our recording event. Maybe if let's say some people cannot join our event because they have their errand to do, but they can watch our recording session in Facebook easily. So that's why we choose Facebook. And that's all for link that we use for the event. And I will pass to the speaker, to the next speaker, which is Ashura. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad. So now let's move on to the next topic, which is challenges before event. Organizing an online event is not easy since it is a new practice during COVID-19, but it's normal to have challenges in everything that we do in our life, because those challenges are the cause of improvement. Therefore, there were a few challenges that we have to face before the webinar. So first, this is most challenges part, which is choosing an idea for our event. Given that this is an online event, a lot of activity not possible due to online platform. That's why it's really important to choose the right idea to create an event, because the event must run smoothly. Second, it is difficult to attract participants to participate in webinar, considering that at the time there were so many webinars, and these offer many options for the public. We use various types of platforms to promote our event so that many people can join our event. We also make poster ads everywhere so that is spread, but it does not guarantee they will like to enter our event. Third, because there are many meeting platforms and the most used are Google Zoom and Google Meet. At first, we choose Google Zoom for our event, but since we have a big problem with Google Zoom, we decide to choose Google Meet, because Google Meet easier to use than Google Zoom. The other challenge that we faced before event is the webinar will end too early, too later than the tentative. It remains very exhausting if the webinar would cause excess uses of time and efficiency of time. Last, we faced some audio issue. With a few days before the webinar, we practiced several times with our team members to ensure the event runs smoothly. We have prepared two videos that relate with our topic of the participant, but there is the issue where the audio is not mentioned and no sound in the video. Next slide. Next challenge during event. The challenge during webinar was that all participants that have registered to join the webinar to show up. This was because all the organizers hoped that all registered participants will join the webinar, so that one of webinar objective can be achieved. Besides that, the common challenge that the organizer often tell is trying to engage with the participant. This was we faced during the webinar, since the option to turn off or the camera participant depend on them. But during giving talk to the participant, the speaker tried to ask some simple questions to them and a few then answered it. This was to know if they were paying attention or not during the webinar or not. Next, problem that's always happened to students nowadays is an internet due to COVID-19. All students, employers or even grade everyone has not sit at home, so that appendix does not spread all over the place. So we had to find a line in order to be faced to online. There are some members of our group who have internet problems, so during the webinar, we went it out. Luckily, the webinar went smoothly, the problem often occurred. Furthermore, it was difficult to find a silent place or space. This problem usually happens to speaker of the webinar because since COVID-19, there is no safe place than home. Thus, our speaker was a bit difficult to find a place with zero noise in order to give a clear explanation to the participant. Next, I will pass to Farah for continue her part.
Thank you, Ashura. So for the speakers selected by Stylish Hijab Blazer were Amira Nur Harisa and Nur Hanis. So our first speaker, Amira, speak about formal attire for women, and our second speaker, Nur Hanis, would speak about formal attire for men. They were both Stylish Hijab Blazers volunteers and committee members. As a consequence, there were several reasons why they are picked as webinar speakers. First and foremost, the main objective of this event to save a lot of time. Once the critical task of picking a virtual event platform has been performed, it is clear how this online event may effectively save event planners' time. Because everything is done online, so we like to keep the event costs under control. For example, knowing exactly who to invite as guest speaker cost us a lot of money, so we agreed to save money on guest speaker and selected volunteers from the events committee's member. Because of that, the expense of appointing somebody to deliver a discussion will be reduced in this situation. The second factor was that both speakers had previous experience presenting successful presentation. This was due to the fact that both Amira and Nurhanis had prior experience presenting talks. They may effectively transmit the concept to the audience by utilizing simple language and drawing clear graphic. As a result from their experience, it was relatively certain that they could provide a successful talk to the participants, such as knowing the proper items that needed to be covered during the presentation and how to handle the participant throughout the event. Next, I will talk about participants. So, the participants of Stylish Formal Attire event were from our college students. So, we invited the student from section 57 and 58 to this event because we want to distribute more knowledge about appropriate attire for a given occasion and how to dress for success in their work environment, because we were in final semester and will be heading for internship. Next, we published the registration form on the WhatsApp group one day before the event started, since we were targeting students from section 57 and 58. On the other hand, I also sent the link to the chat box in Google Meet before the event started. So if any of them haven't filled out the form yet, they can do so at that time. So next, I will pass to Miss Amira.
Thank you, Farah. So next, I will talk about flow of the event. So first of all, before the event start, the Google Meet link was shared to the participants through WhatsApp, and we were waiting for the participants to join for about 10 minutes. Next. So next is during event. So the program was divided into 6 sections, which is first, introduction speech, The event started by the MC, Siti Nofarahin, which started at 12:10 p.m. By welcoming and greet all the participants, she also briefed a little bit about our topic, which is stylish formal attire on this program, to all the participants. After that, doa recital led by Muhammad before the program starts. Next section is etiquette in dressing for women by Amira Nuraisa, which is me. So this began when in this section, me, Amira Nuraisa, as the first speaker, shared a lot of information which is about etiquette in dressing for women and definition of clothing etiquette. She also explained why etiquette are important and shared a few tips that people can use it on their daily life. Other than tips, she also briefed on advantage of dressing professionally for any occasion. Next. So for the third section is video tutorial for women by Nur Ashura Afrina. It was delivered by Nur Ashura Afrina, where she showed a few tutorial styles for hijabis that looks more polite and suitable to wear with women clothing such as dress, baju kurung and blouse, which this can give ideas to women out there that don't have any ideas on how to style their own outfit and styles that suitable with them. So Ashura had already showed all of it. Next. So for the fourth section, which is stylish formal attire for women by Nur Hanis, where it began with Hanis as the second speaker, shared and explained a lot of information, for example about stylish formal attire for men in details, the definition of formal attire and types of formal attire for men. He also explained a few rules for formal dressing so that men out there can use it for their formal dressing when they attending a formal occasion. Next. For the fifth section, which is video tutorial for men by Muhammad, and after that, a video tutorial that was delivered by Muhammad, where he showed the proper way to wear blazer as a formal attire and also explained the right shirt and tie that fit with the blazer. This can give ideas to men out there that didn't know how to wear proper way to wear blazer. Next. And the last section is Q&A session and closing speech. So after the video has ended, the MC took the screen by opening the Q&A session for those participants that would like to ask to the speakers. So after the Q&A session ended, the MC closed the program by concluding all the points that shared by her and the speakers that participate in this event. She also kept thanking the participant and thanking the participants who are willing to join in this event and asked them to open their camera for a photo session. And lastly, next slide. After event, the MC distribute the attendance form for the participants and the event ended at 12:40 p.m. So next, I will pass to Farah for self-reflection.
Alright, thank you, Amira. So for my self-reflection, in this event, I was able to work in a group and communicate with other community members about the event, because I have noticed that my team members and I have a good teamwork because we can communicate well with each other and always stated our opinion whenever we have to make this event run smoothly. Next, I've been assigned as a leader committee members to manage this event. With that, I organized everything relevant that had been discussed in the WhatsApp group and created notes or memos in my phone so that I wouldn't forget what I needed to accomplish. Besides, I was a little bit stressed since we are hurrying to complete this event because this is our short semester and we did not have enough time to prepare our event. And we have a little issue one day before our event and must change the date at the last time. So as a leader, I assume it is my fault because I'm unable to ensure that the event takes place on our track. Even though I was attempting to build a timetable with well-defined action item previously, we had no idea that what would happen in the future. So through this event, I learned a lot of things that I can use to my next event. So next, I will pass to Nurhanis. Thank you, Ms. Farah, and for the self-reflection. As for me, being one of the committee members, the thing that I learned is the importance of time management. This is because in order for this event to be a success, we must use our time properly organizing the event's date, as well as distributing the registration form and poster early to remind people of the event's upcoming day. Basically, all we had to do was prepare everything and make sure we follow everything in our proposal to ensure that our event went off without a hitch. I learned about appreciating time because I have a variety of work that has been given to me to be implemented perfectly. Moreover, based on my experience with an online event, I've learned that it takes effort and commitment to complete an online event successfully. For me, the online event was more difficult than I had anticipated because we had to connect over the internet, such as Google Meet, and I like to have a face-to-face conversation since it is simpler to alter one another's mind. Last but not least, this event had me as one of the speakers. To be honest, because I'm an introverted person, giving a speech in front of a crowd was difficult for me. When my team colleagues nominated me as one of the event's presenters, I felt troubled since I wasn't sure whether I'd be able to perform well enough. I haven't given a presentation in front of a large group of people in a long time, so I have a strong point to make. But when it comes to giving a presentation, I feel scared fast. Nonetheless, I overcome my trepidation and took on a new task. I am really grateful for my teammates' unwavering support. That's all from me. And next, I would like Amira to continue for her part.
Thank you, Hani. So, for my self-reflection, first, I learned about teamwork, where I am able to work in a group and communicate well with each other, where we always express our opinions whenever we need to make this ceremony go smoothly, and we do everything together in a team. Second, I also learned about time management, where it is very important in order to make this program run smoothly without any problem. By us as a team, we use our time wisely to plan everything, such as planning the date of the event, create a poster, and else. And last but not least, I also managed to fight my fear on talking in front a lot of people. This is because I am the first speaker of the event, and it is hard for me to talk in front a lot of people because I am a shy person and I get so shy to talk in front of the crowd. And my hands start to be shaking and can stop sweating because of the nervous. But Alhamdulillah, I managed to fight my fear with the support of my team members, and this event runs smoothly. So next, I will pass to Ashura.
Thank you, Amira. Self-reflection for myself, while completing this assignment, I was able to work group and communicate with other members. About event, we will be creating because Farah always noticed that my team members state their opinions and help each other in their work. Furthermore, I also learned that time management is very important. This is because in order to make the event run successful, we have to use over our time wisely on planning the day of the event, distribute the registration form and poster early to remind others of our event that will be here. Last but not least, I also learned about the nature of responsibility because I have mastered nature of responsibility since I have been a position as activity commitment for this event. I have been given the responsibility to make tentative of the event. I am also responsible for make a video tutorial for our event. It's not easy to make that video because it takes time to edit. Next, I will pass to Muhammad.
Thank you, Miss Ashura. So for self-reflection for me is first of all, I learned the importance of preparation. So before the event, we doing a lot of preparation, like rehearsal. We do a lot of rehearsal, and we found a lot of mistake from this rehearsal. Like for example, we found that a few group of our member having a low internet connection, so that they are not suitable for handling the like PA system, or handling like present a slide, present a video for the audience. And also we found that a few at first we plan, as our plan, we want to use Zoom as our platform seminar, but we found that Zoom is not suitable for us, so due to several reasons, so we changed into Google Meet. So I believe without a good preparation, our event will be chaos. So next thing that I did is remove the fearful feeling to try new things. So this is very good thing for me, because at this event I was given task to being model. So I never been model, I never watch any model, but I just take this task as challenge for me. And after the event, I got the feedback. I got a good feedback by my friends, by the participant, that my how I handling the tutorial and so on is good. So I'm very happy because of that. So after this, I feel that I really want to always try new thing in order to improve myself. So without this task, without this event, I never found that I never have this feeling, which is feeling to try new things. And lastly, the importance of time management. I think most of us learn a lot about time management because we are on the last semester, which is short sem or short semester. We need to really focus on time management, because without good time management, our schedule, our life will be chaos. We will be hectic, because we are not handling time management well. So for this event, we consider that our event is successfully in term of a lot of things. This is because the time management that we handle really well, to me, for really well to all the members of my group. So that's all the thing that I learned, and I will pass to the Miss Ashura to conclude the event. This event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Muhammad. So for the conclusion, to summarize for this event, the audience will get a lot of knowledge about the style of shawl and blazer for formal attire. Because of many people don't know how to dress informal. Formal attire is clothing worn during ceremony. For example, weddings, funerals, dinner, and so on. So we style our product, shawl and blazer, according to the appropriate shirts worn in formal attire. In addition, formal attire also categorized according to custom. The settled framework of Western formal dress code is open to customary incorporation international and local have influenced its competitive as an international standard. That's all for us. Thank you.